Good evening, any people who are sitting out there on the internet looking at Facebook or YouTube and just trying to pick up anything we might learn from. I learn a lot from YouTube. There's so many things on there that teach you about you want to learn how to play instruments or repair your vacuum cleaner or your car, and some really good stuff on there. So I encourage people to have a look at YouTube and just type in on the search engine the topic you want to pursue, and up she comes. It's like having the biggest library in the world right in your front room on your TV or on your phone. So today is Easter Monday. Got a beautiful day in Nelson, BC. Had sunshine, and I did put on a lighter jacket today, but I found down by the lake the wind is still coming off the mountains there, and there's a bit of snow on top, so it was a little brisk. So still had to walk fast, and tomorrow I'll be putting on a little heavier jacket and then probably a toque, because if you catch a cold in your head this time of year, it can wind up causing you some problems with your health. So we like to walk and enjoy people's company. And today was a great day at the mall. We sat and had coffee with several people we knew, and two of them have lived around here for years and years, and they're similar age to what I am. And we were just there celebrating and talking about how nice it is to be alive at our age. You know, when you're in the 80s, you're getting up there, and if we can still walk and talk and drive our car and communicate with people, that's pretty darn good. There's a lot of people in the hospital and care homes that can't walk because their joints are damaged or their muscles have deteriorated or they've had a stroke, and life isn't what it used to be. So we were just celebrating and giving thanks for all the years we had of good health and happiness, and also giving thanks for the fact that we worked on jobs where there was a pension program. That means the pension is taken off your check each month and put into a bank account, into a savings plan for when you get old. Now, many companies don't do that now, but you can still go to any bank, and you go to the bank and say you want to start up a retirement savings plan, and you decide how much money you want to deduct off your paycheck or out of your bank account automatically every month, and they'll build it for you. 10% is a fine goal. It's quite a bit, but it's a good goal if you can pull it off. If you don't smoke or you don't have any bad habits, you probably will be able to manage that fairly easily. That's what I paid all my working life for 35 years, and my pension is great. Even though my wife has passed away after 55 years, when she passed away, she took her old age and Canada pension with her. We used to get 5 pensions, but now I'm down to 3. It's Canada pension, old age pension, and the government pension for working. So we sat there and talked about how lucky we are to have our health, ability to talk to people our age, to compare notes and see how we're doing, and there's always something to learn. We never can know it all. There's always any topic that comes up. It's either about homes or cars or health, and somebody always had something that they can share that we can learn from. And an interesting occurrence. My day is spent walking 3 to 5 miles, and I leave the apartment, walk downtown and down to the coffee shop, and then down to the mall, and sometimes down the full length of Baker Street and back up. And I make a point of stopping and talking to people, even if I don't know them. I introduce myself, and if they want to talk a bit about whether they're on holiday or whether they're retired or whatever, it's a great thing to talk and learn from people. Some of them are from other parts of the country, and they're from the other provinces of Canada, and some from other parts of the world. And you'll be amazed at the people you meet, where the different parts of the country they're from, and the life experience they've had. I've met doctors and nurses and welders and machine operators and engineers, and a real walk of life, and it's nice to share. So I met a fellow the other day. It was quite nice. He would be about 28 years old, and stopped and talked to him. He was doing some work in the park, and we got talking about history. So I handed him a couple of history cards that shows our music history, and also highways operations in the Kootenays. And so we talked a little bit, and he said, my golly, he said, I'm just doing some stuff on history in my family and stuff. And so I told him about the Blurb program, which is free off Google. You just go on Google and type in download Blurb. It's a book writing program. And it allows you to, once it's downloaded to your computer, you just tap on the page, it opens, and you can put a title on your book. You're going to write yourself a book. Choose your title, it doesn't matter. And the size of the printing is adjustable. So you can put big print or small print. Then when you turn the page over, you can put a picture on. Now the picture can be color or black and white. And pictures can be out of your phone, but they have to be digital. So if you're taken with your phone, they are digital. Or if you're off a CD or a DVD, they will be digital. But if they're not, you can either take a picture of the picture with your phone, or take all those pictures and scan them in your computer and put them into a file on a CD or a DVD, and then you can just drag them in from your computer into the program, into the Blurb program. So there's a couple of really nice features. This book writing program is free. You do all the work, you put it together. So you put the pictures in that you want. On the first page, you can put on, let's say you're doing a family picture, a story of your family life. You take a picture and you put it in the middle of the page by dragging it across from the CD or out of your phone or wherever you have it stashed. And then you enlarge it. You just take the mouse and you drag it larger, and you can have a totally full page picture. And if you want to just have some printing on the bottom, you can just make the picture a little smaller by dragging the picture together a little bit, make it smaller, and put some printing on. And the nice part about it is the size of the printing is all adjustable too. So you can have a small picture and big printing, or a big picture and small printing, or medium-sized picture and medium-sized printing. And it's nice to have a little book that's got fairly large printing, especially when we get older people that are reading them. So that book writing program allows you to make as many pages as you want in your book. And you don't have to do it all one day. You can do 1 or 2 pages one day, and you just save it, and put a name on it and save it. And then maybe another day come up and do 4 or 5 more pages. And when you're all finished, you're going to wind up getting a book. Let's say you have a book that's going to be maybe an inch or an inch and a half thick. Then the question is, do you want a hardcover or soft cover? Because they're going to build a book and mail it to you. So you do that. And when you're all finished, you just email them a copy. There's a facility on the bottom of the page that allows you to do that. And they get back to you. They will come back and tell you, okay, we've taken a look at your book. Pictures are all good, and we'd be happy to make that for you. We'll make you 1 copy and mail it to you in the mail for $25 or maybe $30, depending on how many pages you have in your book. And the quality is really, really good, super good. So I introduced that program to the young fella, and he was happy. And I said, no, there's only one catch. I want you to send me a file, of the book. I want to see what you're able to create, because it really taxes your ability to create things. It's a good thing to explore your mind to see what you're able to create. You might have some fishing stories. You might have some hunting stories. Maybe you were a person who rode an RV around the country for a few years when you're retired, and you got some beautiful pictures of lakes and waterfalls and animals and who knows, bears and cougars and maybe moose or deer. So you can create yourself several books if you want. You can have a variety of topics. So I encourage people to take a piece of paper and write down the topics of what they wanted to write books on. The family is a good one. And the other one is holidays. If your holidays overseas or down to the States, or even your holidays in Canada. And it's a great gift. Let's say you got 5 brothers and sisters, so you're trying to make up something, a real nice gift for them to remember your dad or your mom or your whole family. And so you build these books out of the family. And then for Christmas, you give them each a copy. What a beautiful story. and it's a keepsake they can keep forever. And it's a type of thing where it's free. You download it off the internet, no charge. The only charge you pay is when you tell them how many books you want, and they will tell you the price of one book or 10 or 20 or whatever you want. It's a great program. Pardon me. And I also told him about the program that's called Windows Movie Maker. Now that program is in a lot of computers, and you may find a different one you like better, but this one is a free download off Google. You just go on the Google search engine and type in download Windows Movie Maker. Now it takes a matter of 3 or 4 minutes, and it downloads it in your computer, and it allows you to make slideshows or videos out of still pictures. And I'm sure you have a lot of pictures kicking around, either in albums or in books, maybe in the big old albums that your mom and dad had for years on the shelf. And especially with the cell phone now, all the pictures you can take with that. Now, the only one catch is the pictures have to be digital. So if you got them on your phone, they're digital already. And if you got them on a CD or a DVD, they're probably digitized already. But if you have a bunch of the old ones that are not digitized, you may have to put them through your computer and scan them. And when you scan them, then they'll be digitized when you scan them. Or you can bundle them all up in an envelope and take them down to Walmart, and they'll do them for you. $10 will go a long ways at Walmart. So getting back to the book now, about the video you're going to make. It's going to be a slideshow, but it's going to be, I want it being a video because I'll teach you and talk to you about adding sound and verbal over top. So then let's say you're doing one of your mom and dad or your family. So the front cover will be, the title you'll put on there will be My Mom and Dad's Life and Family Story, the Smith family or Robinson family or whatever your family name was. And that's going to be the first slide that comes up and projects on your screen, on your computer. And then for the first slide, first picture, on the page is a bunch of little holes on the page, and you're allowed to fill up all these little holes with pictures. You simply drag these pictures and drop them in the proper holes. So if it's a picture of your family, it'll probably be a picture of your mom and dad. It'll be a nice start. And then you can put a little beside each one of those is allowed to make a note of what it is, or you can type it on the bottom of the picture, or whichever way you choose to do it. Or you can verbalize over them afterward. We'll talk about that. Let's say you put all the pictures in. Let's say you came up with 100 pictures. Now you're going to play the pictures. You push play after you put them in there, and they all play like a little video. And if you mix them up, you can move the pictures, swap them back and forth, just drag them around with your mouse and swap them, and add more pictures later on if you want. So when you get all the pictures in there that you like, then there's a facility on there that allows you to have the pictures open up. They'll burst out and open up like an open flower, or you can just have them just project normally. Lots of features there. So you go through and decide how you want the pictures to open up, or just use the feature they have. And then when you go through all the way through all the pictures and you get them all in the places you want them, then you can go back with the mouse, and this is a good thing to do. Let's say you've got 2 or 3 family members when you're making the thing up one day, or when you have it all ready, sit down and say, I want you to come over and talk on some of these films for me. So you put the thing on the computer and you start to play it, and you stop it on a picture. Let's say you stop a picture of your mom and dad. Now you can talk yourself into the microphone and say a story about the mom and dad, or what you want to project when it plays back later when it's finished. And then if you got a couple of brothers and sisters or whatever, you can have them talk about their own picture if you want. And you can have your grandchildren there too and have them talk. So you don't have to have one person talking all the time. So when you get all that transitioning done, and you've added all the voice you want on there, you have to adjust the level of the voice so the voice is continuous. Just play them back and listen to them. And there's a little bit of volume control on the side to adjust that. And then all of a sudden you might think to yourself, this is a pretty damn nice show, and I'd like to have some music in behind. Well, you can do that. You can take any CD that you've got and you can drag a music file off the CD. You just open it up on the computer and drag the file out of the song you want, and there's a spot on the program there to drop the sound file in. The only thing is, if it's a long video, you may have to have more than one song. Then you play the tape, it stops and talks, and then it moves on to the next one, and the music will play in between them, and then it stops and it talks again if there's somebody talking. And that goes through, and then you adjust the volumes to make sure that they're not too loud or too soft. Now, when you're all finished, then you have to put a name with it. You got a file name. You can say, my mom and dad's life story. And you save it. It winds up saved in your video file. Now, once you've gone to all that work, there's a couple of things you can do now. You can burn it onto a CD or a DVD by your computer if you have a burner program, because you got all the work there. Just drag it in and burn it. Or the other thing you can do, you can upload on YouTube or Facebook. Share it around the world. And once you have it into a video file, you can send an email to a brother in England or whatever. Send him a simple email and attach the video to it, and he can play it. And that way you can send them as gifts, and what a great way to share stories. Now I'm sure there's some creativity going on out there right now, and thinking right now, say, I had my hunting trip. I was to Alaska. We went to our trip across America. We went across Canada. We flew to England, and we had several birthday parties, or we may have had wedding anniversaries and stuff like that. And you can make yourself up some beautiful books and some beautiful programs, some slide programs with talking and music on them. So I'm encouraging you, the people that are watching this, to take advantage of all the things you can do. And it's a beautiful way to kill some time. Maybe a day when you don't have much to do. So you go to your list of projects you want to make up, go to your computer and do half a program. Good program for a rainy day or a winter day when there's not much going on. So as a senior, I'm sharing that information with people. I target young people as much as I can, because I'm saying to them, look, if your mom and dad are still alive, boy, oh boy, now is your opportunity before they die. So get your mom and dad to sit down in the front room, or maybe out on the veranda someplace where there's lots of natural light, not too bright, and not too much noise around, and go in front of them with your cell phone and put it on video record like we're on now, and point the video camera at them, and ask them a nice question like, hey, Mom, where were you born? Where'd you go to school? Where'd you meet Dad? And where were you guys married? And where do we live? How many different places did we live over the years? And ask them all the questions that you want them to answer before they die. So you might want to make a list of questions up ahead of time so you can encompass all those things when you're talking to them. Now, some people are a little nervous about sitting in front of a camera, but if you tell them it's for the benefit of the grandchildren, and tell them that you want to give the copies of that to other family members so they can enjoy them. So once you have the video file made up there, you got it in video format, you can take that and you can burn that onto a CD or a DVD if you want to as a gift. Give one of those along with the book that you're going to make up as well. You have two gifts. One is a video, a slideshow with talking, and the other one is a written book. So think about how many different projects you might be able to fire up there during your retirement years, and leave a really nice history. Now, if you've got anybody in the family who is a musician, golden opportunity. The cell phone has this beautiful video camera built right in there, and you can set them down and have them play a tune for you and get them to tell their life story. If you've got any neighbor who's been a really active guy in the community, or he's been a logger or maybe a fisherman, got some really nice stories, target him for videotape and make a life story. Make a life story of him. And if he's agreeable, you can give him a CD back or a DVD, or you can load it on YouTube, and he can share it around the bloody world with some of his neighbors and friends. So there's so many exciting things out there that we can do as seniors to capitalize on some boring moments, maybe moments that would be boring, nothing to do. And it's a lot more productive to leave stuff behind for people, history. And rather than thinking about this, rather than wasting our time watching television just for some boring news event, we can create some family history and preserve it for other family members who would certainly love it to death. So have yourself a great evening, and thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you later along the road. Bye-bye for now.